Hello and welcome back. In the last video, we've talked about loops. We've said that loops are used to repeat a set of instructions. We've also said that there are two kinds of loops available in Python, the for loop and the while loop. And then we spend the rest of the video talking about the for loop. In this video, we'll get to the while loop. The while loop is used to repeat a set of instructions as long as a condition holds. This condition is of course a Boolean true or false value. The syntax is simple. We just type while and then the condition in parentheses and a double point. And after that, we specify the instructions we want to repeat. Now remember that these statements in the body of a while loop must always somehow modify the condition of the while loop. Otherwise, the loop might never stop and become an endless loop. I also wanted to mention that every for loop can be written as a while loop. The reason that the for loop exists is just for convenience. Now, before we head over to the IDE and experiment with the while loop, let me also mention the three keywords used to modify the flow of a loop in Python. These keywords work with both for and while loops. The first one is break and is used to end the loop immediately. The second one is called continue and is used to stop the current iteration and go to the next one. The last keyword I want to mention is pass. Pass does absolutely nothing and is mostly used for code development purposes. Of these three keywords, the only one I want to use in this video is break. We will use the rest of them in the further videos. But for now, let's head over to Pycharm and do an experiment. Alright, so I'm back in Pycharm and I'm in a new project as usual, and the first thing I want to do is to show you how the while loop works in action. Just the syntax of it for a minute. We just say while and parentheses, and in that parentheses we need to type in a Boolean condition. We just say, let's say for example 1 was equal to 2 minus 1, which is always true, of course. Print out, let's say, I don't know, running, right? So let's give it a run. And as you can see, running is being printed and it never stops because this condition in here is always true. It doesn't change. So let's stop it. And that's just how the while loop works. But next up, I want to do another example, which is actually the example of the last time. Again, I want to have a data, and that data is going to be a list of numbers, of course. Let's say we have some numbers in here. Okay, hitting the wrong buttons. Let's say 56, 25, 56. Again, okay, 48, 21, 45, 87, 2, 1, 9, 5, and so on. Okay, let's leave it that way. And next up, I need another variable to store my answer. Let's name that variable just answer and let that be equal to false. Okay, just like the last time. And I also want to have another variable named number, which is going to be the number that I want to look for in that list. And let that for a moment be equal to 7. We don't have 7 in that data. And I also need a count, which is going to be equal to 0, and you're just going to see why I need that in a minute. Then we type in while count is smaller than the length of data. We want to do something. Okay, we want to go through the list looking for an element, which is exactly what the for loop does. And we're doing it with a while loop, okay? So we're saying while count is smaller than the length of data, than the number of the entries in the list. We want to do something. We say if data at the position of count was equal to number, which is what we're looking for, then we want to do something. We want to set answer equal to true, and after each iteration of this while loop we have to increase count by 1. Plus equal 1. And that's it. And now I want to print out my results. So we say if, again, just like the last video, if answer, then print found, and else just print not found. All right, so that's it. Let's give it a run. And it says not found because it can't find number 7 in my list. Let's change it. Let's make it 45. And it says found. Let's make it 5. And it says found. So it's working correctly. But we can actually make this algorithm a bit faster and say just stop if you've already found the element. Don't go through the list to the end. So if, for example, we're looking for 48, it's the 4th element. It just have to do 4 iterations to find that. It doesn't need to go through the list. Okay, so we can say if you find it, just break. Okay, just jump out of the while loop. So let's give it a run. And as you can see, it still works correctly. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and hit the like button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button for the further videos. And in the next video, we're actually going to do a very fun example, so stay tuned for that.